Hi, welcome back. Today I want to touch base on this Easy 66 guide for travelers. Similar to the book we talked about in the last episode, this is going to give you lots of good information on which turns to take and how to find the original 1926-ish alignment of the Mother Road. It's still available. This, I think, on its 4th edition. This one's a 1st edition. I've had this one for about 20 years. But it's still available and you can pick it up in most bookstores. Today we're going to travel from Braidwood down to Towanda. And we're also going to touch back on something that we talked about the last episode as far as the realignment. So let's get started. As we discussed in episode 2, Route 66 was established in 1926 by linking existing roads in an attempt to create a continuous paved surface from Chicago to Los Angeles. Here is a map of the village of Odell, Illinois prior to 1926. And here is how Route 66 connected some of its roads as it wound through the village. Higher volumes of traffic passing through these little villages caused a spike in car accidents. And at a time before airbags or even seat belts, this became very deadly. In 1943, it was decided that many of the small villages should be bypassed. Here is the bypass created around the village of Odell in 1946. In 1956, the interstate highway system was created, and once Interstate 55 was built, the high volume of traffic through the village of Odell ceased. We start our journey today by traveling from Braidwood to Gardner, Illinois. As seen here in Gardner, the Route 66 Association of Illinois has clearly marked the original alignment of the Mother Road. Historic road signs have been hung and the Route 66 shield has been painted on the roadway. From Gardner, we head south to Dwight, Illinois. Following the original alignment into Dwight, we come upon an abandoned A&W root beer stand. We can see the association sticker in the window, which may indicate when the stand last was used. 5 years after the first picture was taken, we see the stand continues to deteriorate. Moving to Main Street in the center of Dwight, we come to the historic Keeley Institute building. Constructed in the late 1800s, it housed Dr. Leslie Keeley's program for treating alcoholics with a concoction he and his associates created known as the Keeley Cure. Though it was wildly popular at the turn of the century, by the 1960s it had fallen from favor and the building was sold. There are still some of the original stained glass windows in the building, including these beautiful panes by Louis J. Millett above the entrance, depicting the 5 senses. A short distance down the block from Keeley is a beautifully preserved Frank Lloyd Wright building, the First National Bank. Originally built in 1906 for local real estate banker Frank Smith, the interior still has many of the Wright design touches. There are even copies of the original blueprints framed on the walls. A bit further down the block is the Dwight Train Depot. This majestic stone building was designed in 1891 by Chicago architect Henry Ives Cobb. As we leave Dwight, we pass the Ambler Texaco gas station, named after Basil Tubby Ambler, who ran the station from 1938 to 1966. Built by Jack Shore in 1933, it originally consisted of a small building, a front awning, and gas pumps seen in this image. As we'll discuss in a later episode, gas stations from that period were designed to look like little cottages, so they blended into the local neighborhoods. By the 1940s, as gas stations began offering auto repair, service bays were added. This station was closed in 1999 and completely restored. It is now the visitor center for the village of Dwight. Leaving Dwight, we head to the village of Odell. There are 2 old service stations in Odell. This one is my favorite. Over the years, I've never seen it change. No restoration in the works, just an old mobile service station in all its gritty glory. Further down the road is the famous Miller's Standard Oil. Built in 1932 by Patrick O'Donnell, it was modeled after a 1916 Standard Oil station in Ohio. It switched to Phillips 66 products in the 1940s, as seen in this image. It was operated as a gas station until a fire in the 1970s. Afterwards, it was used to do auto body work until it closed in 1999. The village of Odell bought the station and completely restored it. From Odell, we head to Pontiac, Illinois. The Route 66 Association of Illinois has a small museum in town with a beautiful mural painted on the back. Just down the road is a mural designed by Route 66 artist and cartographer Bill Waldmeyer and painted by his friends after his death. South of Pontiac sits the historic Illinois District 6 State Police Headquarters. Built in 1941, the station was active until 2003. Out front, alongside the sculpture of the mounted state trooper, you can see a section of the original southbound 4-lane Route 66 as we discussed in Episode 2. Heading south from Pontiac, we come to Towanda, Illinois. Towanda is home of one of the Route 66 Dead Man's curves. As an example of the dangers of the original alignment, a curve like this posed no problems for locals who knew its layout, but for travelers passing through the village, especially at night, it proved deadly. For the many years of its existence, Route 66 alignments were constantly being adjusted, all in an attempt to make the mother road safe for motorists. I hope you enjoyed that. If so, a thumbs up would be appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss one of the episodes of Gems and Hidden Histories on Route 66. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and stay safe.